What's going on, you guys? It is your boy, the American F1 fan, Eric Ringel here, and on my channel today, I'm going to be giving Drive to Survive Season 5 a good or bad grade. So I finally reviewed all 10 episodes of Drive to Survive for Season 5, and it's time to get into my likes and dislikes from Season 5. So talking about my likes, I think this year they did a much better job and not... I mean, the thing is you're going to still manufacture some drama, but I think in the last couple seasons, everybody's complaints, especially that are, big Formula One fans, would say that Netflix took some liberties with some of the footage that they would shoot at certain tracks and, manufacture some drama that maybe wasn't there at all to begin with. I think Season 5 did a much better job of not manufacturing that drama. I mean, I think there was enough drama in this season as it was. Obviously one of the main storylines was, Ferrari and Mattia Binotto and the constant, screw-ups that they had there. Obviously the Max Verstappen versus Charles Leclerc. Red Bull versus everybody, Christian Horner versus Toto Wolff. Like, that was all legitimate. Like, that it's legitimate drama that they have. And so I think this year they were able to not drum up or manufacture the drama like they have in the past. And I think that made it a lot better to watch this year. And I think truly they did a really good job with the episodes. Now, I will talk about this in my bad, but, I think that they did a really good job with the stories that they found. Obviously, they had 2 episodes that they kind of, dedicated to the Oscar Piastri situation. I don't know if it necessarily needed 2 chapters. You could have maybe made one longer episode. Maybe you could have gone that way. I don't know if it necessarily needed 2, but it was good to hear, some of the, the behind the scenes of, what McLaren and Alpine were trying to accomplish. You kind of knew some things going in, but I think there was a lot of different things like, McLaren, who was getting rid of Daniel Ricciardo, McLaren tried to find a seat for Daniel and going back to Alpine. I think in the long run, though, Alpine was pretty much out on Daniel Ricciardo from the get-go, especially after how he kind of did them a couple seasons prior when he made the move to McLaren. So I didn't see that, being the case there. But I think, seeing that kind of background stuff and, kind of seeing, the stuff with Haas at the beginning of the season, they did a really good job of, kind of covering that. So it was, I think it was really good that they really, I think, hit most of the storylines that, Drive to Survive needed to hit. Now, on the bad side of things, I would say the biggest thing, and this is the biggest, I would say the biggest screw up by Drive to Survive, and maybe they'll come out with another episode. They did that last season where they came out with, 2 more episodes at the very end, and maybe they may come out with a special episode for this, but the fact that we literally got almost no Sebastian Vettel retirement talk. Like, how is it that you go through 10 episodes and you barely hear a peep about Sebastian Vettel retiring, except for the episode where, where all these drivers are making moves to different teams, and you got Fernando moving on to Aston Martin, and then you're having the Oscar Piastri situation. But after that, we get no, dedicated episode to, Sebastian Vettel, and they almost made it a point to really harp on Daniel Ricciardo leaving Formula One, where he's not retiring, but he's just, taking on a different role with a different team. And they were just all about making sure that they talked about Daniel Ricciardo. And it was, don't get me wrong, I like Daniel. I love Daniel, as a matter of fact. But like, it was a really weird, like, formula for what they were trying to accomplish. And the fact that you did not talk about Sebastian Vettel more and talk to some of the drivers that have faced him, over the past couple seasons, and, seeing how he was doing throughout the season and what he was able to accomplish in certain races. Like, that was just a really big missed opportunity. Now, granted, I think, Drive to Survive did pretty well this year. The other thing, and this is more of a me, and I've mentioned it in two of the videos that I've done in the past where I kind of reviewed episodes, which I'm not going to do for the last 6, so I'm just letting you guys know now. But I think in the grand scheme of things, I don't think we need storylines to have their own specific episodes. I feel like going in chronological order is more the way to go for Drive to Survive, because there is just so much jumping around from race to race, and then you jump back to races and other episodes, and you jump, forward a couple of races, and it's so disjointed when you're having to make that constant jump, from beginning of the season to middle of the season, but then the next episode you go back to, you go to the end of the season, and then it's really disjointed. So I think if Drive to Survive were to, instead of, coming up with storylines or coming up with names to episodes, I think if you go, kind of in chronological order, yes, there are going to be some races that there's really no like big storylines that get furthered. You don't necessarily have to cover those so much, but you get some weekends where you get 3 or 4 storylines that are all going at the same time. I think that lends itself a little bit more easy to follow for certain people that, want to get into the series or want to get into Formula One. Whereas, people that watch this, they're going to be a little bit confused with all the jumping back and forth between episodes. So now, if I were to look at Drive to Survive as a whole for season 5, I have to say, like I said at the beginning, I think they did a really, really good job this year of kind of shedding the manufactured storylines that they kind of did last season, and they were able to really tell good stories with each and every one of their episodes. They talked about Mick Schumacher in one of his episodes. They did the Oscar Piastri situation. They did a really good job here. And I would have to say that this was kind of a redemption year for Drive to Survive. And this is definitely a season you will want to go and watch the whole way through. And like I said, I'm praying that Drive to Survive, got, enough footage to do one like bonus episode that's going to be completely about Sebastian Vettel. But, now being into the 2023 season, I'm starting to doubt that more and more. But guys, let me know what you guys think of season 5 of Drive to Survive down in the comment section down below. Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Let me know what you guys thought, and, what you would possibly change going into season 6 of Drive to Survive, because we do know it will be coming back for a season 6. Guys, as always, slap a like on this video for more, to be able to push this video out to more and more Formula One fans, more and more Drive to Survive fans, so, they can see what, other people thought about the season. And as always, guys, please subscribe to my channel if you guys are new for more daily and weekly Formula One content. We've got Jeddah coming up in just a week's time. Next Sunday, or this coming up Sunday, will be the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, so we'll be going live for that. And then, as always, guys, please just hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so please help me get there, and it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. And guys, for the American F1 fan, I'm Eric Ringel, signing off.